It's the book of Revelation chapter 17, starting at verse 16. Well, the point is verse 16 and read. And it says, and the 10 horns, which represent these different NATO nations, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Verse 17. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, and to the words of the Most High. Of the Most High shall be fulfilled. Verse 18, and the woman which thou see, and the woman that thou sawest is that great city which reigned over the kings of the earth. I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Elohim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders, to the apostles that I learned this truth from. Peace and salutation to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Say shalom to the Akim and the Akwat after listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. So, Brother Yahweh coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh meaning he is, he exists, or he to be. Hashem, Bas in Haz, the Hashem his name. Yahushai meaning he saves, or he deliverer. True names of the Most High God and his Son, who people ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai. And this lesson is inspired by an article I saw, which is spiritual because, we all know what's going on between Babylon the Great and, the land of Israel with those Israelis, those Amalekites in the land, though those are not the true people. America, pretty much scriptures talk about how the least of the flock shall draw them out. So pretty much with this move that Babylon the Great has done, as far as being an aid with, those Israelis, as far as attacking Iran, has not only, allowed, Russia and China to pretty much get involved to the aspect of them pretty much helping arm Iran from now. But pretty soon, they're going to actually join in on fighting against them. And now, it's funny, too, because the scriptures talk about how the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Now, Putin made a statement. I was going to do a video on it. Putin said pretty much about if they continue going these different routes, it's going to be, pretty much it's going to be a nuclear war. I forgot exactly how he worded it. I don't know if I saw it on a video or if I read it. I think I saved the video. The article, I would have to look. But no matter how much they're trying to avoid nuclear war, like the elder always say, it's going to be something that Babylon the Great going to do that's going to have Russia say, no, fuck talking and all that, and they just going to want to bomb this place and shoot missiles on it. Now, you go into the beast hating the whore. This was the article, because this caught my attention, because this is prophecy. Babylon Great is the great whore that sit upon the beast, because at the end of the day, pretty much it's Babylon the Great that controls these NATO nations. That's why it's the whore sitting on the beast, which the beast represents these different European nations, these Edomite nations that are all in cooperation. But Babylon the Great, it says in the book of Daniel chapter 7 and verse 20, this is the book of Daniel chapter 7 and verse 20, and it reads, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake, and great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. So when you go into this word stout,
Strong's H, 7229. Rav.
And it says Aramaic corresponding to Captain, Chief, Great Lord, Master, Stout. Show biblical usage. It says great fig, Captain, Chief. So, this Babylon, this American Edomite is that stout chief master. That's why this man feels he can just go into these different countries and just take. We was always laughing, or I can't say we, but I always thought about it. Everybody thought Babylon the Great was so foolish that because most of their budget is spent on military. But that show you how conniving this devil is. You know what I mean? He done got these people used to these different programs, and then at the time when people need the help the most, that's the Lord ultimately, though. That's to tell you the fear and how terrible the Lord is. He got people fat. Like America, at one point in time when I was going to school, physical education was part of the curriculum. Nowadays, they don't even make these children, like my children in school. And like when you go into recess, like recess is to play, but it's also to exercise. When you running around and shit, but just show you how, like, all this is so systematically set up. I was listening to a particular elder from Dallas speak on some stuff today, and you could see how a lot of these nations are in cahoots. Like how you could see how, even though Congress and the Senate act like they against each other, how they really work in tangent. They just don't want to be the one to blame, because you got to understand, people got constituents. You'll be surprised who some of these people live by. These ain't Donald Trump. These ain't DJ Trump, like where you got to have access and you got to be a special individual to get close to him. No, these different Congress people and whatnot, they literally stay in. That's what, like Nancy Pelosi's husband, touched him all the way up. That shit was funny too. I was laughing at this because I went to this Arab store and I was laughing. These fucking Arabs hate, and to show you how fucked up Jake is, Jake got mad at what I said. And I said, yeah. I said, it's good. And, them niggas probably gonna try to kill me one day. I'm crazy like that. But long story short, I had been drinking a little bit. So I went to the store and I said, I was like, yeah, it's good that shit going down. The spirit just jumped on me. I was like, it's good going down. Because the closer we get for them killing each other, we get back our rulership. So when I go to the store, everybody looking at me. And then, so the little young chick, this store, they always fuck with me. I've never asked for one of these little girls' numbers. I tried to talk to one. She 19. It's a grown woman. But it's just funny to me. I mean, I've heard the horror stories about how Arabs would take Jake and put him in the basement and put pistols in their mouth and beat the dog shit out of him for trying to steal maybe some food. And it was a Jake that got mad. He said, I heard what you said. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, bitch ass nigga, what did I say that was wrong though? Like when you ain't got no food, why do you think Jake is breaking into them motherfuckers? Do you know what's crazy? Why they thought I was crazy? What's crazy is you think these people give a fuck about you. All these heathen, they tell you in the book of what's that? Psalms 83 about how they all conspired against us. Man, fuck a 2/3 and these niggas, man. Like, again, a nigga be mad at another Jake or another nigga, but he won't be mad at the fact of, what these motherfuckers is doing in regards to us. About what position we play in the world. As far as, just like I said again, how all these nations conspire against us. So, again, the pride of this, the scriptures talk about in the book of, what's that, Obadiah? He said, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. So that stout look, that pride of Babylon the Great, the pride of DJ Trump is going to actually, allow prophecy to come forth. The scriptures say what this man doing, because they thinking they got this technology and they got, this and that, and they just going, that's why at that State of the Union address, he talking about we just winning. And you had those people behind him just clapping and smiling and cheesing because they thinking they winning because of the fact, like the little moves they making. But all that is to your detriment. It's saying that it says the UK, France, the UK, France, and Germany jump into the fray in Iran, vowing to defend Gulf allies. Because you got to understand, these people make money with these people. And whenever what they say is a saying, you can't beef and make money at the same time. Now, the bankers make money and beef, you got to, they could do that because they fund both sides. So no matter who wins, which is smart. They fund both sides, so whoever wins, that shows you how evil they is for real. What did the Rothschild's mother say? About pretty much, if it wasn't for her sons, it wouldn't be war on the planet, or something along the lines of that. You know how much of a powerful statement that is? These devils basically can control when for Jacob's trouble. Because war actually, fattens the pockets of the elite, but it affects the citizens on a day-to-day. Everything just gets more expensive. They wanted silver. That was the lure, too, because I was watching Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Slayer, and in that movie, they had to get all the silver. Now, they tried to make it like the silver was going to be to kill the vampires because the vampires was in the South, but it was really represented. Silver is used in a lot of components of war. So that's why silver, it was because I had to sell a coin I had, like one of my coins, the coin that, like, say, and now I can't, now I'm priced out. I can't afford to get no more. But, I mean, that was the will of the Lord. Maybe it was just, because you can't have the mindset that you're going to take any of this shit with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want stuff to barter with and whatnot, and it's going to be underground economies. That movie Days Gone showed you that. He had 4 different spots he could go to and barter, and everybody was conniving. That's the whole point of the show The Walking Dead. Because it wasn't really the zombies, it was the people. Because they became subhuman. In that movie, that show, The Last of Us, Joel was a good man up until his daughter died and he snapped. So he didn't give a fuck about nobody. So he coming in there, we ain't gonna just take your shit, we taking your shit and killing you. That's a good show, by the way, if you never watched it. Because Aaron killed everybody to get to save the little girl. Because she could have cured everything. But he loved her too much. He like, nah. When he thought he was going to just let him do it, but then he found out that basically he had to kill her to get the cure. So he killed all them. It was like 30 motherfuckers. And then in the next season, he get killed for what he did. That's a badass video game. And they make a lot of money off that shit because they come up with the show and then they make the video game. Or they make the video game and they make the show. So they making money hand in hand. I'm all over the place, Salakia. But prepare to be like, this about to go down. Niggas about to be stressed out. Like the elder brother was saying, he said, shit. He said, is the grapes got shit in it to save us? He said, when grapes cost more than lamb, take the time to think about that. And then you don't even know if you're getting a GMO grape. Whole Foods, all they food ain't not genetically modified. You know what I mean? So like I said, this is hell. Like, for real. Like, brothers try to get the best of the worst, and then the only way you're going to really get some solid, real food is you're going to have to go to, like, the Amish country, or, like, it's a guy that always come and sell watermelon. I only buy watermelon from this guy because he got a farm, he grow the real watermelon. He was the one that had a pink pineapple. I never had pink pineapple till he had one. 3 major European, and you're going to have to go get the real fresh meat. That's the only way you're going to get away from this, because like I said, I shop at 3 stores and meat markets here and there. Most of this shit is fucked with. So yeah, and then you got Bill Gates. I'm gonna say it for what it is. I ain't about to change it. That nigga said he got the approval to put the shit in the food. So if this ain't hell, And the funniest part about all these niggas that portray and think and they mind demon time, I'm a demon, we about to see how much you really gonna enjoy what the fuck coming. If you gonna adapt to them, go crazy and start whining like a bitch or whatever the fuck. Nigga, you tough, but only some of the time. Get the fuck out of here. It says 3 major European powers are setting up an increased defensive posture in order to defend their allies in the Gulf under assault from Iranian missiles. In joint statement on Sunday, leaders of the United Kingdom, France, and Germany said they are appalled by Iran's attack on Gulf countries, which were launched in retaliation for the U.S. and Israel's joint military operation against the regime. Now, the thing is, like the elder said, they don't have the capability of reaching Babylon the Great. So their retaliation is they going to just touch whoever the fuck is close to them. And people are seeing how, like, what's the word? Is to all this shit. Donald Trump don't give a fuck about none of them. Then, but he wants you to feel sorry. Talking about, oh, I don't know how long I got. I don't think I'm going to heaven. All this. Nobody give a fuck about none of that, nigga. If you the bad guy, play the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the one UFC fighter. That's neither here nor there. What is his name? He remind you of not Macho Man, but Ric Flair. He might be Jake. He talk a little shit. He talk shit. What is his name? That's neither here nor there. But yeah, so like you because again, you got these countries that's allied to other countries, and you know, Iranians is on some kamikaze shit. Them some real warriors. Nigga, to show you how they want all the smoke, they say, nigga, I'm gonna fuck. Listen, they getting assaulted by a superpower and a country that's got nuclear capability. Yet and still, they like, well, fuck it, we can't get you. We gonna get the niggas that's close to you. Awesome. That's some gangster shit where the nigga can't get to, you know, like the dude Woody, even though, like, I don't respect no snitch, he said some real shit. He said, nigga, there ain't no civilians when it's war. The fuck is you talking about? If I can't get you, I'm gonna get your people. The fuck? Ain't no codes in the fucking street. They try to act like it. No women, no children. That's some movie shit. They said that Trump sat up there and said that basically he trying to bring peace to the nation and then bombed the U.S. bombed the school out there, an all-girl school. He said he was trying to protect the women and children. He made a statement, I think, we're going to try to protect the women and children, and then they bombed a school full of all females. That's the Lord showing and proving to you that and what this nigga is. In a joint statement on Sunday, leaders of the United Kingdom, France, and Germany said they are appalled by Iran's attacks on Gulf countries, which were, no, that's just, they like, we don't give a fuck. You don't know if they really killed the supreme leader or not, you know. Now, you got to understand, a leader represents, you know, a symbol for the country. So, you know, it's strength behind that. You know, I remember when they thought that they killed Kim Jong-un. But at the same time, these people be having people that look just, I was just talking about that. You know, they be having body doubles and shit, people that look, I think they said Saddam Hussein had like 4 or 5 of them. Because these world leaders, think about it, look. They try to say that coming with the propaganda, Iran was pretty much rioting because of the fact of, you know, pretty much the money and all these different things. And it did come to find out it was because of the fact of what Babylon the Great did. They fucked with their money and then they literally set up there, had the big ass Baal statue in there. This shit is crazy and not crazy at all. So for a motherfucker that can't see, I'm not about to put no energy into you. Some of these niggas deserve to die. You get what I'm saying? And that shit made me so mad when I was Jacobs. I heard what you say. What the fuck? What did I say that was wrong? Niggas like being slaves and shit. I don't want to be around no weak ass. Now that's a weak ass individual. I'd rather be around a nigga that don't got that much strength but believe in the Lord than around. And I had Jake say something to me one time, and if I put his business out there, he gonna feel stupid. But I'm not gonna even do that because that's like some girly shit. But it's just like, you got to be careful what you say or who you say something to. You know what I'm saying? You got to, like, you don't even know me. Don't know what I've done, how much of a piece of shit I could probably be. Maybe that's why the Lord take me through so much shit. I ain't never said I was innocent. The fuck? The three called on Iran to cease the attacks immediately and vowed to defend their interests and those of our allies in the region. Hey, you can vow, but what did they do? Russia said, we vow to protect our shit. America start taking that shit. This effort will include enable. You know, that's the thing. Iran on some shit like I ain't got nothing to lose. Them the people that you got to worry about. You got people that sit up there when some bullshit happen, you still trying to make it home. No, nigga, it's over with. Whatever the fuck happened right here is what the fuck is going to happen. Them the people you got to worry about, nigga, they don't give a fuck. I don't, like I said, respect the snitch, but then when you listen to what he said, who'd he say, nigga, who got indicted? Who got convicted off of anything I did? And they call that nigga slow. And you got to rethink it like, well, is this nigga slow? That nigga probably more G's than, you know what I'm saying? He's like, nigga, what? This whole situation with I mean, this is some worldly shit. I'm not trying to be on the worldly shit, but this is like, again, I listen to what people say. Motherfucker might say something that mean to say it, but the Lord had him say it. I get when brothers say that. Anything I said, I wanted to say. The things that I say that I don't know what I'm talking about is the things that end up coming to pass. That's why I made the statement, I just say shit. This effort will include enabling necessary, and like the elder said, brothers, first and foremost with the elders and apostles been speaking on these things, and these things are testified. The quicker we starting to say stuff and shit just happening. And then you got people playing with us like we mortal men and shit. I don't even hate that bitch no more. Like Jake used to be like, you ain't if you was to see her, nah. That she made her choice. You showed me that you don't give a fuck about me. And if a bitch don't give a fuck about their children, she can't give no fuck about you. You get what I'm saying? Oh, if a bitch don't care about her children, like what are you talking about? Why can't it be just some of these hoes ain't shit when these hoes ain't shit? A bitch just suck a dick and kiss her man in the mouth like she ain't just suck no dick. Hell no, you ain't supposed to trust no woman. And if you do, you know, like, don't get me wrong, there's some good women here and there, but like for the majority part, more women gonna die than men. The Lord know what the fuck he doing. We have agreed to work together with the U.S. Yeah, for now. But like the scriptures say, the beast shall hate the whore. And I didn't even know that this article was gonna turn like that. And the thing is, it still works to the point of what I'm making, because Revelation chapter 17 goes into pretty much how those other nations that are part of NATO is going to turn on the whore. He already showed you that he all about America. Then you got to understand also that the fact that, you know, how China got some shit. No, America got some shit. And a nigga that was a soldier told me that years ago. I'm like, no, China got some shit. China probably got some shit. And they like on some equal footing to a degree. But nah. For that shit, when they was talking about in the Venezuela, nigga couldn't even pick up the gun. Imagine that shit. Nigga, I hit you with some shit you can't even pick up. You don't know how to fight no more. Nigga, they Iron Man for real, ain't they? So I'm about to bring out these scriptures. Because at the end of the day, no matter what the fuck is being said in the news and all that old shit, like the scriptures say, like the elder said, these things been prophesied to come to pass. These things, I don't give a fuck how many agree. Like the elder said, he feels it's going to slow down because certain things got to take place first. Like, you know, it's three major prophecies that I'm aware of that we waiting to see. This money failing, that chip being implemented, and, you know, World War III. And you can see we on the cusp of the money failing. We can see you on the cusp of implementing the chip. And we can see we on the cusp of World War III. So let's get it. It's the book of Joel chapter 3, because at the end of the day, they getting involved because it's scriptural. They gonna end up in the valley of Yehoshaphat. It's the book of Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Hey, Iran ain't got the nuclear capability as these other countries, but they said, nigga, I can't get you. I'm gonna hit who you fuck with. That if that ain't no kamikaze shit, that's some nigga ready to die type shit. You know, Biggie had that album talking about ready to die, but wasn't ready. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones, the Alahayim, to come down, O Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And Yehoshaphat, or Jehoshaphat, is in the Middle East. Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. We coming into evil days. Call Loyim La Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And again, you got certain men that call themselves in the truth that's going to end up in that war. I could end up in that war. The difference is I ain't going to be the first round. Right. The elder just was speaking on that. He was talking about how in the Ukraine, they just snatching niggas. Niggas in hiding. You know, like in ancient, old school Germany, they had to hide motherfuckers. Niggas hiding. Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4, because the Lord is a man of war. What's that? Exodus 15? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of kingdoms, of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. It's how about oaths. Muster the host of the battle. So it's the Most High controlling this. You know, it's the Lord putting it on these kings' mind to do these things. Pushed the wrong one. I didn't mean to do that shit. Got which one was that? Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. And it reads, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled with blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So this third war's woe is not going to be, it's going to start off, you know, boots on the ground. You know, you're seeing these different, nations, jockeying for position, doing these different things. But ultimately, what happened? Israel and Babylon the Great, aka America, shot missiles. What did Iran do? They shot missiles back. Now you got ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, that they can shoot that can actually devastate the whole fucking country. It says again, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's, I think, again, read just like that in that other chapter. That same chapter is read, talks about the burning and fuel of fire. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Well, verse 15, it talks about, I'm going to get it. Behold, 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity or disbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee. I was listening to something that the beloved elder apostle was saying. He was like, Jake get offended when you call him an Israelite. Like I said, again, I be doing shit on purpose too sometimes. Sometimes I just don't give a fuck. But, again, I was drinking yesterday, so like I said, I didn't realize I was that loud. But like I said it, and I'm talking about everybody offended, from the Arabs, of course, but it was niggas that was offended. I was like, what the fuck is right? Our people was just weak, man, like for real. And I felt the brother, but I didn't feel the brother because I remember when he needed help. So how the fuck you talking shit? That's so easily how people forget, right? But at the same time, yeah, I don't want to like nigga. You just like nigga. You will be mad at your own people before you mad at these motherfuckers. I bet you if you came in here and said, "Can I get a pack of hamburger meat?" Them motherfuckers is not going to let you get that shit on consignment. Now, it's a dude on the internet that he'll give Jake shit. He got a store in Chicago. He be fucking with the little young YNs and shit. But that's Jake for them. Jake love everybody. Love the same motherfuckers that you're supposed to hate. That's how stupid Jake is, just in the wrong fucking spirit. Everybody in the spirit of hate. Esau definitely, but Jake just up there, I just want to go home and love my bitch. You know what I'm saying? I love my, well, I call bitches, hoes, and hoes. You know, I learned that a long time ago. You know, my bitch wouldn't be a bitch. My woman will be my woman, you know. But it ain't too many women. You know, I got a good woman around me to a degree, but she ain't good. Like the scriptures say, why calleth me good? Ain't none of a shit. You know what I'm saying? And especially these women, that's why they bleed. The fuck? Down south brothers tell you, you nigga, you eating on some pussy, you a nasty motherfucker. Then show you how bugged out they is, because they be Freemasons down there. They'll pop a nigga in the butt, but they won't. Which that's completely, I ain't mean to be vulgar, but it's just like, the world is really fucked up. I hate this place. I know that for a fact, because when we had to go, when I was homeless, that's how I met my demon, we went to Florida. I'm talking about on every corner of Jacksonville was a motherfucking Masonic temple. Every corner. So you already know who ruling that shit.